My husband handed me divorce papers on our anniversary. It was a temporary maneuver, he said, to appease his pregnant mistress until she gave birth to his heir. Then he left me to die in a storm and forced me to give my blood to save her, threatening my parents' graves when I refused. He called me a blood bag and expected me to wait patiently for his return. He thought he understood his pragmatic wife, who loved him deeply. But today, he was about to meet the queen, the one who would take his crown, his company, and his entire world. My husband handed me divorce papers on the 5th anniversary of our company's founding, in the penthouse apartment our success had bought. He called it a temporary legal maneuver.
I don't understand.
My eyes were fixed on the bold text, petition for dissolution of marriage. Below, our names Kyle Lopez and Amy Ramirez were printed in a font that was cold, clean, and final. Kyle loosened his tie, a gesture of casual disinterest, as if he were discussing a minor dip in quarterly earnings.
It's quite simple, Amy. Karma is pregnant.
The name landed like a fist to the solar plexus. Karma Wells, his executive assistant, barely old enough to rent a car. The air evacuated my lungs in a single, painful rush. 5 years. 5 years of late, night, coding sessions, shared takeout containers, and whispered dreams. A partnership, a love story, a fiction I had written and starred in all by myself.
Pregnant? You told me you didn't want children. We agreed, because of my condition.
My inability to carry a child to term. A wound so deep. We had architected our entire future around it. He had held me through the grief, swearing that my mind, our partnership, was all he would ever need.
People change.
A temporary maneuver.
I repeated, the phrase tasting like ash. My mind was a frantic scramble, trying to find a foothold in a reality that was crumbling beneath me. This was a strategy, a cruel, elaborate play to manage an unstable mistress.
You want me to sign this as a formality? To placey her?
Exactly. She needs to feel secure. A contract. Once the baby is born and a proper trust is established, we tear this up. Nothing really changes between us, Amy. You'll still be my partner, my wife, in every way that matters.
I stared at him, searching for the man unmarried. The one who once traced the faint scar on my palm and called it the first line on the map of our shared empire. He was gone. A cold, calculating stranger wore his face. You want me to divorce you so you can marry her, have her child, and then you expect me to just wait for you to come back?
She's young, Amy, a bit volatile. This is a practical solution.
Think of it as a strategic investment in stability. We can't have a scandal tanking the stock, not with the acquisition pending.
So I'm a line item in your risk management portfolio?
Don't be dramatic.
He reached across the table, his hand covering mine. A flicker of annoyance crossed his face.
Amy, we built this company. You and I. That doesn't change.
Everything just changed! You're having a baby with another woman! You're asking me for a divorce! What part of our life hasn't changed?
I knew you'd be emotional. Look, in a year, maybe 2, I'll arrange a quiet divorce from her. I'll provide for them, of course. Then you and I can remarry. It's clean.
And what happens to her? To your child? Are they just another temporary maneuver?
He shrugged, a gesture of such supreme indifference. It chilled me to the bone.
She'll have a settlement that will set her up for life. The kid will have a trust fund. It's what men in my position do. It's pragmatic. And to show my commitment to our partnership, I'm not contesting the asset division. You keep your full 50% of the company. You can move into the waterfront condo. It's a good deal.
A good deal. He was liquidating our marriage, like a failing asset. The kind, brilliant man I loved hadn't been corrupted by success. He had been revealed by it. This cold, ruthless strategist was the real Kyle Lopez.
What did you expect, Kyle? Did you expect me to thank you for the generous terms of my own destruction?
I expected you to be smart.
He snapped, his patience gone.
I expected you to understand what's at stake. I still love you, Amy. You're the only woman I've ever seen as my equal.
The memory of him whispering those same words on our honeymoon, a promise under a canopy of stars, was a fresh stab of pain. He loved my mind, my ambition, my utility. He loved me like a well-designed piece of software. He had never loved my soul.
You're right.
I said, my voice flat, dead.
It's a very good deal.
I picked up the heavy gold-plated pen he'd placed beside the papers. He watched me, a smug smile of victory ghosting on his lips. He thought he'd won. He thought I would fold as I always did, for the good of the company, for the good of us. He had no idea that the entity he called us had just been pronounced dead. As my fingers closed around the pen, his phone buzzed on the table. He glanced at the screen, and his entire face transformed. The cold CEO melted away, replaced by a look of such tender, unguarded concern it stole the breath from my lungs.
Hey, baby. No, of course you're not bothering me. What's wrong? Is the cramping back?
I watched, paralyzed, as he listened, his brow furrowed, with a worry he hadn't shown for me in years.
The doctor said what? No, don't panic. Stay right where you are. I'm on my way.
He paused at the door, turning back, as if recalling a minor loose end.
Just sign it, Amy. We'll talk tomorrow. Wait for me here.
The door clicked shut, leaving me alone in the wreckage. The untouched anniversary dinner sat on the table, a mockery of a life I no longer had. I didn't wait. I took the divorce papers, my purse, and the gold-plated pen, and walked out of that penthouse. I drove not to a lawyer, but to a place he didn't know existed. A small, soundproofed office I'd leased under a shell corporation 2 years ago. My failsafe. The city lights blurred past, no longer a symbol of our shared victory, but the battleground on which I would take back my life. Kyle had just handed me a declaration of war, and he had no idea that I was the one who had secretly written the rules of engagement. The anonymous office was my sanctuary and my war room. It held nothing of our shared life, only the tools of my trade. A bank of monitors, a server humming quietly in the corner, and a whiteboard covered in algorithmic equations only I could decipher. This was the real me, the architect who built the company's digital fortress. Kyle was the face, the salesman. I was the code, and code, as he was about to learn, is law. I spent the night not weeping but working. I pulled up the company's foundational documents, the corporate charter I had drafted in a caffeine, fueled haze 5 years ago. My fingers flew across the keyboard, navigating firewalls and backdoors I had built into our own systems. And there it was, Clause 1138, Section B, the poison pill. A seemingly innocuous piece of legalese about shareholder responsibilities in the event of a moral turpitude crisis. It was a time bomb I had planted at the very beginning, A relic of a younger, more paranoid, me who had read one too many stories of female founders being pushed out by their male partner. I had almost forgotten it was there. Kyle, with his focus on deal-making and public relations, had certainly never known. It stipulated that in the event one co-founder's personal actions threatened the company's public standing, say, by impregnating an employee and attempting a sham divorce, the other co-founder had the right to trigger an immediate internal audit and asset lockdown, pending a full board review. It was a corporate nuke, and Kyle was about to hand me the launch codes. My phone buzzed, dragging me from my work. It was Kyle. I let it go to voicemail. He called again and again. Finally, a text appeared.
Amy, where are you? I came back and you were gone. This isn't like you. Call me. Stop being hysterical. We need to talk. This affects the company.
The company. Always the company.
I took a deep, steadying breath and called him. He answered on the first ring.
Amy? Thank God. What the hell is going on? I came home to an empty apartment.
I needed some air.
I said, my voice a carefully constructed imitation of weary resignation.
You needed air? You walked out on our anniversary? You won't answer your phone? I thought something had happened to you!
The manufactured concern was almost convincing.
Something did happen, Kyle.
Something did happen, Kyle.
I said, letting a tremor enter my voice.
You asked me for a divorce.
He sighed, the sound staticky over the line.
We went over this. It's a business decision. I need you to think like my partner, not like my wife right now.
That's a difficult distinction to make.
I know it is.
Look, I've been thinking. There's a way to make this even cleaner. There's a clause in our personal asset portfolio, a joint trust. It requires both our signatures to liquidate any part of it. Karma. She has some old family debts. A legal issue. It's messy. If I can clear it for her, it gives me leverage. It makes our eventual separation from her much simpler.
My blood ran cold. He wasn't just asking for a divorce. He was asking me to finance his affair, to use the money we had earned together to clean up his mistress's life.
You want me to sign over our money to her?
Not to her. To me. It's a temporary transfer. Think of it as collateral. Once I have her locked down, the money reverts back to the trust. It's the smart play, Amy. It protects us. It protects the company.
This was it. The key. The poison pill was armed, but I needed his verifiable transgression to turn the key. His attempt to divert our joint funds for this purpose was a clear violation.
I don't know, Kyle.
I let my voice break. I needed to sound weak, cornered, persuadable.
I'll send the papers over via courier in the morning.
He said, his voice firm, leaving no room for argument.
To the penthouse. Just be there. Sign them. For us.
And the divorce papers?
Sign those too. We'll file them together. A united front. It's the only way this works. I do love you, you know. You're just going to have to trust me.
The call ended. I stared at the dark screen of my phone, a cold, predatory smile spreading across my face. Trust him? Oh, I would. I would trust him to be exactly the arrogant, underestimating fool he had always been. And he would trust me to be the pliable, emotional wife he thought he knew. One of us was about to be proven fatally wrong. I returned to the penthouse the next morning. I was playing the part of the defeated wife, returning to the scene of her surrender. Kyle was already there, pacing the living room, a man energized by his own brilliance.
He saw me and his face relaxed into a confident smile.
There you are.
He said, as if I were a pet that had wandered off and finally found its way home.
I was worried.
Where else would I go?
I asked, my voice hollow. I allowed my shoulders to slump, my gaze to fall to the floor. I was giving him the performance he expected. A woman broken, with nowhere else to turn.
Exactly.
He gestured to a sleek leather portfolio on the glass coffee table.
The papers are here, advisor is on standby. We sign, he execute flansecute the transfer. It'll all be done within the hour.
I walked over to the table, my movements slow, hesitant. Inside the portfolio were 2 sets of documents. The dissolution of our marriage and the dissolution of our financial trust. One was a dagger to my heart, the other a dagger to his empire.
It feels so final.
I whispered, running a trembling finger over his signature line.
It's a reset, Amy, not an ending.
He said, his voice a smooth balm of lies. He came to stand behind me, placing his hands on my shoulders. I had to fight the urge to recoil. His touch felt like a spider's.
Look, I know this is hard, but in 5 years, we'll be laughing about this on the deck of our yacht. This is just a storm we have to weather, together.
A storm. He had no idea of the tempest I was about to unleash. I sat down, picked up the pen, and pulled the trust agreement toward me. As I did, my hand began to shake, a tremor that started in my fingers and radiated up my arm. My breath pinched. The room began to tilt, the edges of my vision blurring into a dark, swirling tunnel. It wasn't entirely an act. The stress, the sleepless night, the sheer audacity of his betrayal. It was manifesting as a very real panic attack.
Amy?
Kyle's voice sounded distant.
What's wrong?
I can't breathe.
I gasped, my free hand flying to my chest. The pen clattered from my fingers onto the glass table. My performance was becoming terrifyingly real. My body was betraying me even as my mind was plotting a war.
For God's sake, don't fall apart on me now.
He muttered, his concern instantly evaporating, replaced by annoyance. He grabbed a glass of water and thrust it at me.
Pull yourself together. We're on a deadline.
His callousness was the jolt I needed. The panic receded, replaced by a wave of icy rage. I took a shaky sip of water, my eyes meeting his over the rim of the glass. I let him see the fear, the vulnerability. I let him believe he was in complete control. This way I can destroy him more thoroughly.
I'm sorry, it's just a lot to take in.
I know. Let's just get it done.
He pushed the papers back in front of me. My phone rang, a shrill, intrusive sound. It was my doctor's office, the pre-arranged call I had scheduled as a contingency. I answered, my voice still shaky.
Hello? Yes, this is she.
I listened for a moment, my eyes widening in feigned alarm.
Now? Is it urgent? Okay, yes, I'll be right there.
I hung up, my face a mask of distress.
It's my mother. She's had a fall. They need me at the hospital.
Kyle's jaw tightened, a delay, an unforeseen variable in his perfect plan.
Can't it wait an hour?
They said it's serious, Kyle.
He ran a hand through his hair, pacing in frustration. His focus wasn't on my mother's health, but on the logistical inconvenience.
Fine, go. But we're signing these the moment you get back. I'll clear my schedule.
I stood up, grabbing my purse. As I walked to the door, I heard his phone buzz. I glanced back. He was already texting, a small smile on his face. No doubt reassuring Karma that the walking bank account was just experiencing a minor technical difficulty. He didn't offer to come with me. He didn't ask which hospital. He didn't even say he hoped my mother was okay. He saw me as a tool, a signature on a page, an asset to be leveraged. He had no idea that this asset was about to liquidate his entire world. The hospital was a sanctuary of sterile white noise. I sat in the cafeteria, a cup of untouched coffee growing cold in my hands, and let the feigned crisis play out. I sent Kyle a series of short, panicked texts.
She's in surgery. It's bad. Don't know how long I'll be.
Each one was designed to make me seem distracted, emotionally compromised, and completely focused on a family emergency. His replies were perfunctory, tinged with impatience.
Keep me updated. Let me know when you're free.
And then, an hour later,
Karma is getting anxious. This delay is causing problems. We really need to get this done today, AE.
the sheer, monstrous ego of the man was breathtaking. My mother was supposedly on an operating table, and his primary concern was his mistress's anxiety level. Late in the afternoon, my phone rang. It was Marcus Thorne, the oldest and most influential member of our board, a man I had cultivated as an ally for years.
Amy, Kyle just called an emergency board meeting for tomorrow morning. He's invoking the competency padlock.
On what grounds?
He's claiming you're emotionally unstable, that the stress of your separation is impairing your judgment. He's gonna move for a temporary injunction to have you suspended from your duties and have your voting rights transferred to him until you're deemed fit to return.
It was a classic corporate coup, and it was brilliant. He was using my feigned emotional breakdown against me. He would paint himself as the concerned, stable husband, forced to take control to protect the company from his fragile, hysterical wife.
He's bringing Karma. He's going to have her give a statement about your erratic behavior.
Let him.
I said, a cold smile touching my lips.
Let him bring his mistress. Let him call me crazy. Let him think he has me cornered.
What's your play, Amy? You know I'll back you, but he's got the votes. Chen and Williams will go with him.
My play is to let him build his own gallows. I'll be there, Marcus. Just make sure the company's full legal team is present. And have them bring the corporate charter, the original hard copy edition.
Amy, what are you planning?
A hostile takeover.
I sent a final text to Kyle.
Surgery is over. She's stable. I'm exhausted. I can be at the office in the morning. We can sign then.
His reply was instantaneous.
Good. See you at 9 a.m. in the main conference room.
He thought I was agreeing to his timeline, walking into his ambush. He had no idea the meeting he had called wasn't for my execution. It was for his. The storm was no longer a metaphor. I was the storm, and I was about to make landfall in the center of his world. I walked into the boardroom at precisely 9 a.m. The air was thick with tension. Kyle sat at the head of the table, a picture of solemn authority. Karma was beside him, looking pale and demure, her hand resting protectively on her stomach. His allies, Chen and Williams, sat to his right, their faces grim. Only Marcus Thorne met my gaze, a silent question in his eyes. I ignored the empty chair next to Marcus, the one designated for me. Instead, I walked to the front of the room and stood before them all.
Amy, thank you for coming.
Kyle began, his voice dripping with condescending sympathy.
We're all very concerned about you.
Save it, Kyle. I know why you've called this meeting. You want to have me declared unstable. You want to strip me of my position and my voting rights. You want to take my company.
A murmur went through the room. Chen and Williams shifted uncomfortably.
This isn't about taking anything. It's about protecting the company from your erratic behavior.
My erratic behavior? Is that what you call refusing to sign over my personal fortune to finance your mistress's legal troubles?
Karma gasped, her eyes filling with perfectly timed tears.
That's not true. I would never— Please, don't. Your performance is wasted here. This isn't a soap opera. It's a boardroom.
I turned my attention back to Kyle.
You want to talk about behavior that threatens this company? Let's talk about yours.
I nodded to Marcus. He slid a thick leather-bound document to the center of the table.
The original corporate charter. The one we all signed 5 years ago. I'd like to direct the board's attention to Clause 1138, Section B.
Kyle frowned, a flicker of confusion in his eyes.
Clause what?
It concerns actions of moral turpitude by a co-founder. It defines such actions as any personal conduct that could bring the company into public disrepute. For example, impregnating a soberdenoth and then attempting to curse your business partner into a shame divorce and the fraudulent transfer of joint assets to cover it up.
The color drained from Kyle's face. He looked at the charter as if it were a venomous snake.